Good evening, sir. And now we'll present the final exam for part 1. Compute for X, Y, and Z of articulated robot with the following values below. For theta 1 is the angle of the base starting from the x-axis. Theta 2 is the angle between L1 and the XA plane. And theta 3 angle between L1 and L2. By apply forward kinematics, find the location of the end effector using fkim command. Simulate the robot using plot command. And here is a group of data that we use to find the given find the needed value. First is 60 degrees for A, 80 degrees, and 120 degrees. And for B is 130 degrees, 45 degrees, and 100 degrees.
So the computation for the A is shown on the screen. So I will discuss the final answer only. So for the letter letter X is 3.33995. The Y is 5.78496. And lastly, the Z is 7.909609. That's for the computed value. Now let's go to the simulation. So the value of simulation in the letter X is 3.34. For the Y is 5.7825, and lastly the Z is 7.961. In comparison, the answer in the computed in the simulation is the same. So let's go to the letter B for the second group. Again, the computation is shown on the screen. I will discuss the final answer. The value of x in the computation is negative 5.8863, where the y is 7.0151, and lastly the z is 0.8011. So let's go to the simulation. The value of x in the simulation is negative 5.886. The value of y is 7.015, and the value of z is 0.812. In comparison, the value of computed in simulation is the same. So for the second question,
And for the part 2 of the final exam for this laboratory, compute for theta 1, theta 2, and theta 3 of the articulated robot. For theta 1 is the angle of the base starting from the x-axis. Theta 2 is the angle between L1 and L1 and the XY plane. And theta 3 angle between L1 and L2. By applying inverse kinematics, find the joint angle of the robot using IKINE command. Plot the pose of the robot using plot command.
so
And
for the first,
so here's the group of unit that we use to find the needed value. For for A is 5, 4, and 6. And for the B is negative 4, negative 6, and 5.
so for the first group or the letter E, uh, the answer is shown on the screen. I'll discuss the final answer. The theta 1 is 38.66 degrees, the theta 2 is 0.13 degrees, and theta 3 is 86.02 degrees. That's for the computation. Now let's go to the simulation. So in the simulation, the value of theta 1 is 38.6598, theta 2 is 0.1295, and lastly the theta 3 is 86.0179. In comparison, the value in computed in simulation is the same. So let's head to the second question or the second group. of number 2. Again, the computation is shown on the screen. I will discuss the final answer. So the theta 1 in computed is negative 123.69 degrees. The theta 2 is negative 8.27 degrees. And theta 3 is 86.02 degrees. That's for the computation. Now let's go to the simulation. The value of theta 1 in the simulation is negative 123.6901. The value of theta 2 is negative 8.2725. Lastly, the theta 3 is 86.0179. In comparison, the answer is the same. Therefore, the answer is correct. So that's all for the final exam. Thank you, sir.